we'll take extra 30 seconds real quick and just tell you the story of this poem. I've been doing a lot of yoga and meditation over the last few months, and I've just come to a few understandings. One of them being that, you know, yoga is about self-acceptance and just like understanding yourself and understanding why you feel, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so that's what I've been on lately. So anyway, all that being said, I broke up with my girl last year, quite foolishly, and to the confusion. So this is part 1 in a series of 3, Bring Back Bim Bap poetry series that I'm working on to hopefully communicate to her effectively my feelings. So this is Bim Bap. We sat at a wooden table in a tiny restaurant in Flushing. She with the steady, studious gaze rested on me, the warmth radiating from her perfect teeth forming my favorite smile. Her face lit up the way it always did when she perused the menu. I found it funny that she was able to maintain such a slim frame the way she loved to eat. Buddy, she confidently exclaimed, I think you should try the Bim Bap. I tilted my head, making a scrunchy face to express my confusion. You'll love it. There's rice, all kinds of veggies, a spicy purple paste, and then you crack an egg in the hot bowl and serve it, and the egg cooks on your plate as you mix it all together. You love mushing your food all together. She knew me too well. My rice, beans, aguacate, bacalao, and tostones all usually manage to find their way onto one fork. I conceded to her choice, and sure enough, the mishmash of purple, green, brown, and hot yellow spices made my taste buds do the tango. Each layer of texture giving way to complementary flavors, a cornucopia of complexity that could only have come into existence with the simplest of intentions. Everything tastes better when it's made with love. I began shoveling my newfound treasure into my mouth by a chopstickful. Much to my delight, this hot bowl of delicious served its purpose in satiating the beast that is my stomach. She asked what I thought of it, sarcastically as always, already knowing the answer to the question. As evidenced by my empty plate and silly grin. It was delicious. Everything I love all mixed together. The best part was it didn't make me feel like bloated or overly stuffed. No itis or stomach sickness. Just satisfied. As the calendar turned, the candle that burned between us would become wildfire. My crimson-locked queen would grow to have sole dominion over my soul. Like a butterfly's wings flapping, her arms wrapping around my neck would have a ripple effect, manifesting itself in time as a typhoon down my spine. Her lips were quicksand. I submerged myself in her kisses. Resistance was futile. Gazelle-like limbs served as diving boards into her ocean of love. Neither drowning nor treading water, I found homeostasis in her embrace. Her eyes gave way to truth, sharp enough to cut like a harsh wind, warm like a cup of soup. Nothing better on a cold day. She was a force of nature. Her nature forced me to feel comfortable, like a womb, or tucked under covers as a child in my room, neither high-strung nor listless, not angry or tense, just satisfied. She smiled knowingly as I yawned with my hand outstretched. I'd insisted on revisiting the Korean spot with the banging Bim Bap on a regular basis, in part because she lived in Flushing, a.k.a. West Korea, and the options were limited, but mainly because it had become my new favorite dish. The balance of earthy greens, spices, and grains were helping me balance my brain and slim down my frame. I uttered, man, I feel so satisfied? She chimed in. You always say that. I looked up at her. While staring at my dame, I got lost in a daydream, or more like I found myself in the daylight after a nightmare. The light behind her eyes illuminated my understanding. She was not a stand-in. She was outstanding. The combination of her spicy wit, down-to-earth grit, and ever so moist cake she baked with so much care and attention to detail. Everything tastes better when it's made with love. We'd have conversations while making love without speaking. Just that night, we'd been arguing over the meaning of a Styles P lyric. She played cards better than most of my boys, and we were both fans of Lost and Mad Men. Maybe Chris Rock was wrong. Had I found the only girl that loved Wu-Tang and Seinfeld? The perfect balance of femininity and firm hand, softness and sensibility, sweet and savory. Her beauty was beyond measure, her cleverness without match, her silky smooth skin above comparison. Her wet tongue had gotten under my skin. I could taste her in the air on my inhales, every exhale a sigh of grief over not being able to keep her tight to my chest. I snapped out of my daze and with amazement looked up at my baby and said, Bim Bap. From now on, I'll call you Bim Bap. Why, she said. I answered, because you're everything that I love, all mixed up together, and you're my favorite thing to eat. It's so simply wonderful, and when I'm with you, I feel just satisfied.